Okay, let's talk about Korra. The Legend of Korra, episode 9, Out of the Past. We get a few interesting tidbits. We finally find out the focus and the context of the flashback sequences, get a little bit more information about Tarlock, get some badass scenes with Amon. But overall, you know, this episode, it was good. I mean, I can't say that there has been a horrible episode. There have been some kind of episodes, mainly the Taylor Swift one, but overall, like, it's not a bad show, but I feel like overall, I don't think that the show is coming together very well, but that's another topic for another time. Let's just get into the episode. Tarlock plants all this evidence. He plants an electric glove and a little, one of the rope catchers that the, Equalists have to set it up to look as if Equalist had captured Korra, and that's what he tells the police, and it comes over the radio. And Lin decides that she is going to break Bolin, Mako, and Asami out of jail and go look for the hostages that were taken back when they were going after Sato, and to find Korra. So they're working together to figure out where Korra is, and along the way there's like all this nonsense between Asami and Mako, because Asami knows that Korra kind of likes Mako ever since Iki told her last episode, and so Mako's being extremely assertive and very like, we have to find her! So she keeps wondering like what's going on, and you see her make these kind of like glances, like she's not sure what's going on, whatever. And it was just very frustrating to watch, because it's just like, I want to love Asami's character so much, and I do love her character, mainly because I think she's really fucking hot, but mainly I'm just kind of like, her character is being even more pigeonholed in these last few episodes, because it's been all about how she and Korra are romantic rivals, and that's being brought up to the nth degree. And so it gets even worse when Bolin, and this scene was just like, Bolin, what the hell is wrong with you? Because Asami asks Bolin if something happened between Korra and Mako, and he tells her that they kissed. Well, it's probably over and with now. Dude, you know that they were dating. Like, Asami and Mako were dating when that kiss happened. Why would you tell her that? Like, I was so frustrated. Like, dude, you are either that stupid or you are playing the ass right now, as my father would say. Because, what? She's nothing to you. Just lie. I'd have been like, we're friends. We've been hanging out for a few months. We really care about her. I'm really concerned about her. And that's another thing, too. They totally downplayed Bolin's concern for Aang's safety just to showcase the shipping. Well, it's not shipping because the writers can't ship, but the romantic angle between Mako and Asami, and that was just really annoying. But either way, we got to see them going into the tunnels and finding where the hostages were being kept, but their bending had already been taken away. And they tell Lin and Tenzin that they don't have Korra, and they instantly believe them. I mean, it's not as if, like, she could be in a different prison, she could be with Amon, theoretically. Like, they just take the word for it that Tarlock's lying. I know Tarlock is the bad guy, I know that we're supposed to, that we know as the audience, like, that's what happened, but they just take it so easily, and just kind of like, okay, well, they had to get from plot A to plot B, which is my real problem with this episode, that everything kind of goes, like, plot A, plot B, plot A, plot B, throughout this entire episode, so it was kind of, like, annoying. So then they confront Tarlock about the situation, and another plot point comes up when the random secretary citizen person tells them that Korra came to see Tarlock, everything that happened, tells them that he's a bloodbender. Then Tarlock bloodbends the entire, like, all of them, makes them go unconscious, and runs to go find Korra. And I was kind of like, wow, that went to shit really quickly. Like, all his plans, all those years of everything, and it just, you know, it went to shit because of that one guy. That's why you can't have friends. Antisocial is the way to go if you're going for domination. Okay, so now let's go to Korra's whole situation. And I love how, you know, we haven't really seen her meditate or train in a really long time, but when she tries this one time to actually meditate, she manages to get past that hurdle. Just like, bloop, okay, now I'm connecting with my past self memories. But we finally see and hear older Toph and older Aang. And just in terms of fangirlishness and not thinking analytically about it, these scenes were so great because there were like little shout outs to the past with older Toph calling Aang Twinkle Toes, and when Sokka was talking about his trusty boomerang and how he defeated Boom Boom Sparky Combustion Man, that's his guy name. Him, and I was kind of like, yay, memories of things gone by. And then we see that Yakone was a bloodbender and could bloodbend like everybody. Like, this shit got for real. And he bloodbended all these people, and he was a mob lord, and he was trying to, like, you know, take over the city, and then they stopped him, and then he escaped, and then the Avatar State can force past bloodbending for some reason, probably because of the Avatar State, and that's how Aang came and he energy bended Yakone's bloodbending away, and Tarlock is Yakone's son, hence why Tarlock can bloodbend the way he can. So that was like a good, interesting backstory and whatever, and I liked the voices of the future characters, even though it kind of took me aback because they're supposed to be like 40 and 43. They don't really sound it, but you know, everyone sounds a little different, and they looked great, so I was just kind of like happy to get a sense of it. I'm wondering where Katara and Zuko were. That's the fangirl in me thinking. But okay, but looking at these scenes from a outside of the fangirl spectrum, so we find out that all this time, all these flashbacks have been there to tell Korra not to trust Tarlock. Well, now that storyline's over, so all of that was just leading up to this. You know, it's not some great revelation about Amon or more to tap into her Avatar State or any, like, other advice that would pass on universally. It's really just telling her about one thing, about one plotline that gets wrapped up in the exact same episode. So it was kind of like, I was hoping that there was going to be more to it than just him, like, don't trust Tarlock, you know? That's pretty much how the entire, what that was all about. But then, you know, Tarlock comes down because now all his shit is out the water, and he tells, you know, Korra about how he was Yakone's son and he changed identity because he wanted to take over the city, but do it from, you know, as a councilman. So he's been, you know, bending all the other council people to his will in order to be this powerful leader, overlord kind of person of Republic City. And he tells Korra that he's going to escape and he's going to start afresh. I don't know how that's going to happen, but whatever. And that she's going to rot there. And he walks up. Then we get to the best part of this episode besides the flashbacks. The flashbacks are great from just a fangirl perspective, but just in terms of badassery. So Tarlock comes up, walks up the stairs. He thinks he's cool. He's like, yep. Amon, bitches. Yes. He was there. He was waiting for your ass like a ninja spy. Whatever. I swear to God, that's Ty Lee's son. I don't care what no one tells me. Ty Lee had a son, and it's Amon, and it's fucking awesome, and I love it. But anyway, but that would be sad, because that would mean Ty Lee died. So I kind of don't want that, but you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. So, you know, Tarlock's like, you've never faced a bender like me before. Slam! But you know what happens? Amon's kind of like, whatever, I still keep walking. And then Tarlock just keeps trying to bloodbend even more, and like, Amon's kind of like, Thriller. And then he just keeps walking towards him. I was kind of like, oh my God, yes, this is why, yes, Lord, give me more, you're the best. So he just walks through the bloodbending and he's unaffected by it. I mean, he is a little affected by it, he kind of has to like fight it off with a little bit of resistance, but he still breaks out of it. And, you know, Tarlock's like, what are you? And he's like, I am the solution. Like, okay, dude, I got you. But then he energy bend. Well, he doesn't energy bend. He chi blocks. Because I feel like what Tarlock is basically doing, he's just blocking the chi pathway so that they can't access their bending. So that's what he does for Tarlock. And Tarlock is now gone. And he grabs him and then take him into the car. And he tells Lieutenant and the other guys to go get Korra. And not to underestimate her. And to shock the cage before they grab her. But Korra hears this, so she takes her rubber band and holds it, and hangs from the cage so that she isn't, getting electrocuted, and then she pretends to, like, drop, like she's being hurt and everything. And when they go to open the cage, BAM! She saves herself! And then, you know, her and what's her face? Amon share this kind of like, you're the villain. I'm the protagonist. We're gonna see each other's faces moment. And then, you know, she escapes, she goes sliding by, then she trips on a tree branch and gets knocked out. But, you know, can't be perfect. But Naga finds her, and Naga finds her, takes her back to the city, and then everyone's like, oh my god, Korra, are you okay? And Mako comes like, give her some space! Mine! And then he grabs her and takes her and strokes her face, and I'm just thinking, Asami is gonna be so mad when she realizes that you want to bone the Avatar. Just saying. And the episode ends, you know, we get a little treat of what's gonna happen in the season finale in like 2 weeks. And just like, you know, they're good episodes, but it's kind of like, what are you building up to? And it's like, I really need to wait until I see the entire season to really understand how they chose to do things and decide how I feel about what they've done with the characters overall. Because right now I'm annoyed about some of the character treatment, especially Asami. Like, I feel like I love Asami, but it's in spite of everything, because she's not a well-written character at all. But I like her because she's pretty. And I feel like they haven't taken advantage of the 12 episodes that they had to do in terms of forming these characters, forming their bonds, and forming their relationship. And, you know, I know people are like, well, they didn't have enough time. I'm like, 12 episodes, you know, for some anime is a complete series. So, you know, I really feel like they needed to step their game up in terms of writing these characters and giving them opportunities to showcase their friendships and their bonds beyond just like someone gets kidnapped, we have to go find them. That's just me looking forward to next week, hoping we get more Amon and more fun and more action sequences and more character development for Asami and Bolin and Mako. Or Mako can die, either one.